So this is week one, day one of the programming, and so I recorded every single set in rep. So I'm just going to go through and talk about, I guess, how I felt about them. The first one, 142.5 kilos for a triple. Felt pretty heavy on my back, but I thought it moved okay. Probably a little bit fatigued from yesterday going for that max attempt, which probably shouldn't have gone for. Decided to get a front facing angle for this. Thought my walkout was decent, but I just wasn't happy with where my feet were placed. I'm not sure if I want it in a little bit more or toes pointed out a little bit more, but it still moved a little bit. You can tell my greater mobility on my left shoulder with being able to get my elbow tucked further to my body than my right side. But it looks pretty good. Nothing really to say there. Moved from the 142.5 to the 150 kilos. Just showing my setup a little bit, getting the bar into me pretty solid. For this set, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the bar didn't feel like it was as far down as my back as it normally is, but I just sort of went with it. Again, set my feet, took my breath, and they're feeling a little bit weird. I was noticing as I was watching these, you can see it more in the third set, but it looks like I'm coming forward, my bar path. It sort of looks like I'm breaking at the knees too fast, too much, and it's causing me to shift forward a bunch and get me a little bit out of position, but that still felt pretty good. This was the top set, 155 kilos for 3. Again, just going to unrack it. Felt pretty heavy on my back, but I think that's just because I'm a little bit fatigued, again, from doing a dumb thing yesterday, but gotta live it up sometimes. So walkout was decent. And here, if you notice real quick, you'll be able to see my knees come pretty far forward and my butt shifts forward too, and then sort of goes back. You can see it on a lot of these reps. See how it like tucked forward and then back out. And my bar path went really far over my toes. I think I was either just not opening up my hips enough, or I was breaking, and then I almost killed myself by missing the actual re-rack. So got it under control. Then moved on to these, which I thought were going to be a lot easier than they were, but they ended up being pretty darn hard. I'd never done them, I guess, so precisely before, and so trying to think about everything, I had to make them go a bit slow, and my breathing was a pretty big issue. I ended up chest breathing for a lot of the reps, as you'll be able to see pretty clearly. Really, just the hardest part about all of these reps was the breathing and actually being able to complete them. It wasn't that strenuous on any muscle group. Did feel it a lot in my glutes, some of my lower back. Definitely the stretch in the hamstrings. I'm pretty immobile, so but I tried my best to keep my knees from bending. See right there, I'm just contemplating what the hell you're having me do here with these super high rep Romanian deadlifts, but went pretty well, I'd say. The first set wasn't as explosive as I would normally like. I think I got a little bit better at that with the second and third set. I chose to not use straps here just because I'm trying to work on my grip, because it's something that I feel is a weak point for me and is going to start to limit my deadlift. So you can see here I feel a lot more explosive. Definitely feel like I'm squeezing my glutes to the top more, like you suggested. I feel like I'm even bending my knees a little bit less. Here's just the last set. Pretty much same as all the others. Again, thought it was a lot more explosive and powerful than I was in the first set. Just getting used to them. My upper back, it looks like, seems to be rounding a bit and losing tightness. That's probably just because my lats being pretty darn weak. Uh, in the future, I'm gonna, I guess, of course, try to keep my lats more squeezed together. But you can see my pretty intense chest breathing. Don't really have much to say about these, as I just don't know exactly what they're 100% supposed to look like. So it felt pretty good though. Finally done with that stuff, and then we moved on to our 4-4. Camera got a little bit messed up on this set. These felt pretty good. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to deal with my elbows. It looks like they flare out a bunch. I tried to keep that a little bit more under control in later sets, but that's just how I normally bench, I believe, with a bunch of elbow flare like that. Switching up angles here. I tried to set these up with very minimal arch. All I'm doing is tucking my shoulder blades together, just to, because I don't know really why, just because people say it helps preserve your shoulder health, so I don't want my shoulders all messed up. So you can get a pretty good idea of my bar path for my close grip here. I'm not trying to use any leg drive either, just have them, stable. Tell me, I guess, if you want me to do my arch and do leg drive with these. I just sort of figured that they're just to build muscle and might as well just, be in an okay position, but not the shortest range of motion. I figure longer range of motion, more muscle work. But I can switch it up if you want. Tell me if these pauses are also okay. I was just pretty much making sure I had no momentum coming off my chest. And so some of the pauses are just, they literally touch my chest and I know I've got no momentum, so I go back up. And some of them I've waited a little bit longer just to be sure. You can see I'm trying to tuck my elbows a little bit more. It's not the greatest, like that rep looked a lot better than most of the other ones. And that is that. So that's all I've really got.